Hello and welcome to Extra Time, a supplemental GamePitch podcast exclusively on YouTube, where we go over the stories that missed our main show dropping every Monday. JD, how are you feeling?
I'm great. We have some fun extra time stories this week. And yeah, let's get into them. So the first one is there's a game called Yarntown. It's a free 2D game that's kind of Zelda like. And it's a remake of Bloodborne, which is hilarious. And the game actually looks really, really good. I love indie games that take this approach of a big franchise and sort of putting a spin on it. And Yarntown is certainly checking that box for me.
Yeah, I love when games get taken from big to small, they get minimalized or kind of like,
100%.
boiled down. One of my favorite things. My story is that there is a demon in Doom 2 that can take 12 years to spawn. So
Uh,
that's just incredible job, developers. I don't know if this is a glitch or if this is just intentional, but it is hilarious and it is fantastic. So that's really all I got to say about that.
okay, so let's talk about something that you thought should have made it into the main show, and it is Netflix's The Old Guard. They're giving fans a chance to win an 83-year subscription for becoming the best at the game that ties into The Old Guard, right? Am I getting that right?
You are, yes. So they get the old guard. If you haven't seen the movie, is about people being immortal. So they're giving
Right.
you a lifetime subscription, essentially, to the
It's
service. So yeah,
a thousand a month subscription.
it's
This is
incredible.
just so weird. Okay, what's the next story?
The next story is that Mario Kart is updating itself, Mario Kart Tour specifically, on your mobile phones to add landscape mode, which is weird because I totally thought it had landscape mode this whole time. But I
Yeah.
think I'm thinking of the DS one. I don't know why you would even make that game without landscape mode, because who would want to
Yeah,
play Mario Kart in portrait mode or like
that's
regular?
exactly what I was thinking. Like, well, how did this not exist?
Yeah, it's weird, especially in light of the Nintendo retreating from mobile games rumors or like facts from the what do you call the investor hearings and stuff like that. So it's
Right.
weird, super weird. Why?
It's
Why?
very weird. What's not weird and which actually sucks hardcore is Voltage Entertainment. They make a dating mobile app type game called Love Struck, and recently they fired all of their freelance contract writers over a dispute that basically the writers said that they had a union and that they were getting paid low wages and they were given unreasonable deadlines. And Voltage came back to basically say, no, you're all contract. We don't care. And they put out a big multi-bullet point that basically was trying to prove how they were right. And writer Twitter has definitely sided with the writers, not shockingly. And I don't understand how Voltage thought they'd get away with this. It's really terrible, as is probably Love Struck. I've never played it, but it looks really bad.
Speaking of something that looks really good, if you have not seen, of course, the horrendous Mario eye figure, the Lego Mario figure, he looks like a nightmare. Someone's made a Lego mech for him so that he can now trample through your dreams and destroy everything in sight. If you haven't looked at it, you can go on Twitter. You can just search like Mech Mario or like, but JD, you need to pull up the pictures and just like kind of
Oh, I
click
have
through.
it. Oh, I
It's
have
cool.
it.
He
It's
looks
basically it's Mario Hulkbuster.
it's so good. I love it. It is Mario Hulkbuster. Let's move on to the next story, pal.
The next story takes that high and makes it even higher. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 got a release date. It's coming to theaters April 8th, 2022. So it's a bit of a ways out. I think that's smart. Obviously, we're still in the middle of a pandemic. I can't even go to the movie theater still right now. So it makes sense that they're giving all of their animators, all of their voice actors, everyone a very, very long lead time to get this movie made. And I'll be extremely curious to see if it kind of stomps its own record, which was becoming the best video game grossing movie, beating Detective Pikachu. So let's see how this one does.
Oh, and other thing tucked away in that story, JD, is that they're actually going back to the original artwork. Teeth Sonic is coming back.
Finally.
I'm just kidding. Our next story is there's a trademark filed for Mario Sports. So people think that there's going to be a new sports collection coming to Switch. This could be a remaster of a previous 3DS game, or this could be an entirely new game. But essentially, it kind of combines some of the Mario baseball stuff, some of the it's just like a kind of a Switch compilation. I think that we're going to get of just different Mario style sports. So if we're not getting a new Mario Tennis, a new Mario Golf, that a lot of those sports might be compiled all into one game for us to just kind of mess around with Joy-Cons.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what they bring. One other thing I'm extremely excited for is the last story here in our extra time segment. And that's about the Halo show coming to Showtime. One key piece of information that someone who got to see the pilot script has gleaned is that Master Chief is going to reveal his face. What?
I
I
know.
in the pilot?
Well, and it's this thing where like in Mandalorian they had to show Pablo Pascal's face, like at some point. So
Yeah.
it's this weird thing where like Master Chief, his whole thing is being a strong silent type. So I didn't know how you would make a show focused around him being the focal point, because how can you connect with a character's emotions if you can't necessarily see their eyes? And like I connect with Chief because like I feel like I'm Chief, like I'm in the suit, I'm
We
playing as
have
him.
been for years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's different when someone else, an actual actor, it's gosh, I can't even remember his name right now. It's Shriver's brother, but he's Porn Stash from Orange is the New Black, and he's
Yeah,
the
Pablo, right?
leprechaun. Yeah, Pablo. Yeah, Pablo Shriver. Yeah, so he's like a dude, and like I know his face, but I don't know if I'm gonna accept him as Chief, and that's like a
Agreed.
closed-minded thing to do. But I'm just like,
It's hard.
icky. Yeah, like
No, it's a
it's like
tough spot to be in. He is in a very tricky position of representing a character that we all embody as ourselves and have for years and years and years. And now they're suddenly assigning someone to him, and it's going to change everything. It's going to change a lot.
yeah. I hope that show's good. God, I hope it's good.
You and me both, buddy.
There's just I don't think there's a chance. That brings us to the end of Extra Time here. Thank you so much for listening to our Graveyard Stories. You can catch the podcast every Monday on Spotify and Google and Apple and all those places. Extra Time drops on YouTube exclusively, just like our draft. So thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, guys, thanks
JD?
for tuning in, and have a great gaming week.